Hello, and welcome to a big old Subterranean Press unboxing. 11 pounds of Sub Press. This, my friends, is my 50% off book haul, which doesn't even fit in frame as a box. So I'm going to get to the books out really quickly, and then I'll have something to actually show you. So, 2 weeks back, Sub Press sent out the most beautifully surprising newsletter. I'm going to get packing peanuts all over the place, saying, hey, we're doing a big-ass 50% off sale. Like, huge! Including a bunch of titles that shouldn't normally be on sale. I got packing peanuts everywhere. Excuse me 1 second. Woo! Look at that. So, me, in my excellent way of saving money, decided to not save money and to buy a crap ton of Sub Press books for 50% off. I'm a little late to the party on unboxing this. It arrived earlier this week, but I had with a couple other boxes because, you know, why save money when you can just live off of your books? Eat the pages, if you will. So I know both It's Terrific and the Jeff Word both got the Bayonet Girls, which was the new Joe Lansdale collection, which looks incredible. I would have purchased it too, but it sold out by the time I got around to actually buying stuff. But so I made up for it with a bunch of other books that I don't really need, because I think it's safe to say that I could read every book that I purchased, and I'll still die before I get to the end of it. Of course, we got a little bookmark with our quote from the warehouse. I'm sorry if nothing gets shipped today. Geraldine has given me Things to Color, featuring artwork for Starling House, Alex E. Harrow, The Proper Things with Shauna McGuire, and Maelstrom by Cage Baker. So here we go. Here is our big-ass book haul. 50% off for all these titles. It was incredible. The sale has ended. And oddly enough, I think a lot of these books aren't even on the site anymore. So I don't know if it was like they sold their last copies or if they need to fix that. I don't know. So up first, we have Bradbury Weather, the newest collection from Caitlin R. Kiernan. This is the numbered edition. So it's available in a trade edition and a numbered edition. Numbered edition includes a bonus volume, which is Living a Boy's Adventure Life, which I see in the pile there. Signed by Caitlin Kiernan. Oh, it's different than her normal signature. Like, it just keeps going on and on and on. This is 372 out of 600. Yeah, a little different than her normal signature. But okay. It is what it is. This is her second ever science fiction collection. So Caitlin Kiernan is a goddess when it comes to weird fiction. She kicks ass with weird fiction. But she does publish some science fiction as well. And so she had A is for Alien, which was published many years ago. You can get copies for pretty cheap. The signed edition I know might cost you a little bit, but you can get I think the paperback copy is still available through PS Publishing, through the Drugstore Indian label. So pretty funny is that A is for Alien, we got M is for Mars, and I think there's another book in here which has an M is for type short story in it. So yeah, this is her their second collection of science fiction. Very excited to dive in. I like some Caitlin Kiernan. This is one where I have been waiting on. I've been, I couldn't quite justify spending the full price for this numbered edition. I wanted to, but, it just wasn't meant to be. And then, wouldn't you know, 50% off, and you can't beat that. You really can't. So like I said, the numbered edition also comes with this bonus volume, which looks like it has a dust jacket, which is pretty unique. I've purchased several of the Kiernan numbered editions and fancy special editions from Sub Press in the past, and most of them, if not all of them, do come with a bonus volume such as this. But usually it doesn't have a dust jacket. Usually it's just like a little, little cloth-bound volume. So this is Living a Boy's Adventure Tale, a bonus novella. Yeah, I guess it is novella. Oh, it has interior artwork too. That's awesome. 100 pages. I mean, it's it's a small trim size, but I mean, it is quite literally a bonus novella. Illustrations by John Conway. Very cool. So these are still available. I believe this is one of the ones that's still on the site and should still be available in both the trade edition and the numbered edition. So we're going to put that right there as I look at the next few titles. The next one is Book 5 of the Seven Swords by Anthony Ryan, Across the Sorrow Sea. Now, I can't tell you much about this one because I haven't read this one. I've actually only read the first book of this series, which was Pilgrimage of Swords. And I loved it. It's, a little tidbit, little tiny bit of epic fantasy in little novella-length collections. But I like me some Anthony Ryan, and so the opportunity arises to pick up the next title in the series for 50% off. You're going to take it. So that's very cool. I mean, it's obviously not going to match the number for me, but that's fine. I had not anticipated them matching the number. I didn't ask for a specific number. And if I really wanted the number, I could have, bought it at full price, and that would have been my prerogative. Next up, we have Great Work of Time by John Crowley. This is one that I've heard a lot about. This was actually 50% off a few weeks, probably like a month ago at this point, as part of just like a one-off kind of sale. The newsletter came out, and he said, okay, titles A, B, and C are all 50% off. This was one of them, and I had debated picking it up, but it sold out too quickly. So imagine my surprise when it wound up back on the 50% off sale. So a nice little cloth-bound book signed by John Crowley for $30 is the right price. Great Work of Time is from his 1989 collection. John Crowley, beautiful signature, as always. This is number 462 out of 500. This was from a collection from the 80s, but this was the standout. 89, yeah. This was the standout novella from that collection. Dealing with all sorts of time travel and paradoxes. And, well, I've heard great things. And so to get a standalone copy sounded very nice. And 50% off, you can't beat it. So that's Great Work of Time. Up next, we have Under the Hollywood Sign by Collected Stories of Tom Reamy. This is not going to be signed by Tom Reamy because Tom Reamy passed away almost 50 years ago. So it'd be kind of incredible if they could get a signed copy by him. Tom Reamy passed well before he should have. I think he was in his 40s. But anyways, he only published one novel. It wasn't even in his lifetime. It was a posthumous novel, Blind Voices. But he was well renowned for his short stories and his writings, and he was going to be the next big thing had he lived. So this should be a numbered edition. Yes. 392 numbered copies. Obviously not signed by anybody. If anybody, it would have been signed by Matt Mahurin, who did the artwork. But obviously he did not sign it. Featuring all of his collected short stories, his collected short fiction, which includes, this is the M. M is for the Million Things. Look at that, another M story. Like I said, it's kind of funny that coincidentally I had two different M's. I believe two of the short stories here are new, or not new per se, but they had never been previously published. First collected here within Under the Hollywood Sign. So I'm very excited to dive into that. I have Blind Voices. I actually have a copy of Blind Voices from PS Publishing. And it's a gorgeous edition. I mean, it looks like a PS Publishing edition, so it's not going to be too overly fancy. But includes some tarot cards. So that's a great read if you haven't checked out Blind Voices. Or you can check out Under the Hollywood Sign. Up next is The Night and the Music, which is the Matthew Scudder stories by Lawrence Block. This is another one that's published in 2 states by Sub Press. It might have been 3. There might have been a letter edition too. but there's definitely a trade edition and the signed edition, the signed and numbered edition. Trade edition is bound in cloth. The signed and numbered edition bound in leather, or like bonded leather here. Very nice. It's really giving me some solid Grim Oak Press vibes. But what's really cool is that the numbered edition, which is signed by Lawrence Block and his beautiful signature, features A Time to Scatter Stones, the short novella that was previously published by Subterranean Press. I'm sure it was published by other people too, but it was also published by Subterranean Press. And did I get that right? Did I get the name? Is it not in here? Beyond the Afterword. Maybe it's in the Beyond the Afterword section. Or am I just completely missing it? So anyways, Matthew Scudder is an incredible series to read. Ex-cop turned PI. Definitely check out When the Sacred Gin Mill Closes. That was the first one I read, which is kind of a comeback novel for him. But I've never read any of the short fiction. Yes, it is Beyond the Afterword. Look at that, A Time to Scatter Stones, Beyond the Afterword. Very cool. So you get an extra 100 pages of content here at the limited edition, the numbered edition. Plus, it's a nice little bonded leather, which is very cool. But check out Matthew Scudder. Check out Lawrence Block. He's just a good writer in general. And if you're thinking, well, I wish I had more Lawrence Block titles to look at, then you're in luck, because up next is Killing Castro by Lawrence Block. So there are 3 older classic titles by Lawrence Block that Subterranean Press has republished. Technically, Hard Case Crime republished them first, that being Lucky at Cards, A Dial of Treacle, and Killing Castro. I actually picked up Lucky at Cards through a dinged sale like a year or two ago when these first came out. So I got that for 50% off. But I was like, yeah, I'll pick up the other 2 at some point when the opportunity arises. And, well, the opportunity has arisen. So this is Sheriff Teraby's artwork for Killing Castro. Was this the same artwork? It must be the same artwork for the Hard Case Crime, because I see it's copyrighted 2009. So Killing Castro actually predates the Cuban Missile Crisis. And it's your own little Bay of Pigs novella, short novel, signed by Lawrence Block, number 207. Very short. This is like under 150 pages of a bunch of radicals who are offered $20,000 each to go into Cuba to kill Castro by any means necessary. It sounds like a pulp read, nice little pulp volume. Which, there aren't a lot of pulp volumes that can be purchased in nice cloth-bound editions. So this is one of them. And holy crap, they gave me matching numbers for A Diet of Treacle. That's pretty interesting. So if I had purchased Lucky at Cards, I might have gotten all three being matched, perhaps. I don't know. So the short answer to that story, the conclusion, is that I potentially screwed up their numbering system, because now I have 207 for 2 of the 3 books, and they might have Lucky at Cards out there. This is Chuck Pyle's artwork from 2008. They might have Lucky at Cards out there, 207, that's never going to match to anybody else, because I only bought 2 of the titles this time. Look at me be a jerk. 207, Lawrence Block. This one deals with a woman who finds herself in the big city, finds herself with her new boyfriend, and finds herself with a drug-dealing friend of his, drug-dealing roommate, which leads to a little bit of murder, a little bit of intrigue. It's pulp. It's the kind of thing the Hard Case Crime is going to publish. But you're thinking, man, I want a fancier edition the Hard Case Crime can offer, then this is the edition for you, courtesy of Subterranean Press. Copies of, I believe, almost all of these should still be available through Sub Press. Actually, that's a lie, because I did say that when I checked out Sub Press, the editions had come off. They're no longer on the site, which I don't know if that means they're sold out, or if they had updated the listing for the sale and they just never updated it back. I'm not sure. But that is a pretty big book haul. Probably shouldn't have bought so many, but goddamn, 50% off. You gotta, twist my arm there. So yeah, Subterranean Press, they've been kicking ass. I mean, they've kicked ass for the decades they've been around. They do an incredible job. Nice little cloth-bound books, quite literally little in some instances like this. But they all have been more recently been doing larger, oversized volumes, which are like the fine press editions. But they still do publish these smaller, kind of trade-size editions still. They got a lot of good, exciting titles coming up as well, including Late Returns by Joe Hill, which is from Full Throttle. They did Full Throttle a year or two back, an incredible limited edition. I think I did the unboxing on the channel here. I think that might have been one of my first unboxing videos. But Late Returns is being singled out from that, just like how Fawn was singled out prior by Conversation Tree. And it's getting its own special edition, nice little slipcase edition. I'll try to buy it if I can. I don't think I'll be able to get a copy because there are fewer copies than there are for Full Throttle. I don't remember if Full Throttle was 750 or 1,000 copies, but let's say 750. There were only 500 copies of Late Returns. So not everybody who bought Full Throttle can buy Late Returns. I did buy Full Throttle, but I found out when I went back and looked at my emails, I had purchased it from Dark Regions Press. So I do not have the rights through Sub Press to purchase Late Returns, which is a bummer. And I don't think Dark Regions Press is going to honor those rights for two reasons. One, because Sub Press has already said that the distributors are getting fewer copies than they had of Full Throttle, so there's not going to be as many copies to go around. And two, Dark Regions Press doesn't really do that. They're more along the lines of just posting it on their website, usually at a markup, and then having it be a free-for-all with their newsletter. So I'm not really looking to pay more than the cover price for that, so I'm probably not going to get a chance to get Late Returns, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, check out Subterranean Press. Their books are readable works of art. They are stunning. I think, was that actually their motto at one point, readable works of art, or was that a different small press? I feel like that was Sub Press. But all of these titles might still be on their site, or might still be available if they relist them on their site. I don't know. Or you can go to the secondary market. You might not be able to find them 50% off, but hey, if you want to pay full price, you're still getting a very nice cloth-bound book either way. So thank you very much for sticking around to the 17-minute mark. If you've watched this long, please consider subscribing to the channel to watch plenty more unboxing videos, as well as book reviews on Tuesdays, and we will see you around next time.